Fishermen on the East Coast like Jimmy Hahn have been sounding the alarm about bizarre die-offs in scallops near the seismic activity of offshore wind survey vessels. And while I was filming for a documentary about NOAA's poor management of our groundfish industry, Gary Hatch of Owl's Head, Maine shared what he witnessed when he was offshore this last fall within the wind lease area. It's something he's never seen before in a fishing career of more than 50 years on the water.
In the mid-Atlantic, at the very beginning of when they moved in and started doing testing, the biggest thing that we saw in one of my boats was that in a matter of a month, like we'll say in October to the end of November, was the amount of scallops that were dead, both sides of the shell there, but nobody home, was so drastic, so quick, that, it made it kind of unbelievable, to be truthful, both to my crew and myself. We went from average fishing to sub-average in the matter of like 14 days. And then within the matter of, I'll say, 30 days, we went to, it just wasn't even worth being there because, the fishing had dropped off so drastically, and the amount of dead scallops that we were processing on deck was just phenomenal, that they were dead. Obviously it wasn't, they had been cut, it was that both shells were there as a full scallop, and the meat, so the body of the animal itself was gone. NIMS is doing absolutely no research, know what's going on the bottom down there. Either they have no idea of the agenda using their profession for somebody that is destroying Atlantic Ocean bottom, and they're backing it up because they don't understand. I think the sad part that bothers me the most of all that is they do know. And they know that when they do these seismic blasts, that the whale becomes confused and just lays on top of the water breathing, and here comes a big ship and boom. So they can blame it on, it's ship strikes, but it's the poor animal that took the brunt of their ignorance or their ploy. It's not ignorance. And if that's the case, that's mind-boggling that we have a government that would do that. The information that I've acquired over the years, that is my 2 cents, is that they know what's going on and they're just allowing it to happen and trying to get a scapegoat off onto, oh, look, we have an entanglement up in Cape Cod Bay. Yeah, that just shows you how sick these people are, that they don't want the truth to come out and deal with it. They'd rather blame another sector of the American public. Worst time of the year to have all this seismic testing and sonic blast to test the bottom in an area where the whales are for the winter, for not only calving and breeding and just existing, feeding. So they throw this right in the middle of them. And if we had good science, it would tell them, no, can't do it now. You got to wait for this time of year when the area is the least populated to do it. But there you go again, we're not getting the science that we pay for. We pay billions of dollars for science that is done by people that do not have a clue. Might be the best kind of a person and a very intelligent person, but they don't know what they're looking for.
NEFS is here to raise these issues. Nobody agrees that offshore wind is the answer. I mean, it goes against everything we've ever strived for. I mean, hell, every fisherman I know wants to see a clean environment, clean waters, Nobody wants to catch every fish in the ocean. I go, granted, we are not like we were back in the 50s and 60s where we had 5,000, 6,000 vessels out at sea here in the Gulf of Maine. Other nations like Russia, the United Kingdom, with motherships out here, just hammering the fish species. We kicked them out. We kicked the other nations off our waters. We created the EEZ line, but now we just let them back in by buying up our permits, buying up our quota, leasing our properties, and now they get to hire us to work for them. How is that pro-US? How is that food security? It isn't. Nothing about it is. And these are the things we need to address. Before long, there ain't going to be a U.S. fisherman. And that's what NUFS is here for.